Next, we will move to the connection view to electrically connect cables and wires to instrument, device and junction box terminals that I have created. Firstly, I will explain the connection view. It contains 3 tree views used for dragging and dropping conductors to make connections. Under the trees, there is a circuit preview window that previews your components' connections. The preview window will by default try to display a loop preview for any component that is highlighted. It traces a signal to its endpoints to derive a loop. If I select a cable, then I will see a cable preview. This includes the cable's conductors and any terminations on the cable. Similarly, if I select a terminal strip, then I will see a terminal strip preview. This includes all of the terminal strip's terminals and any conductors connected. We can use these views to track the progress of our termination process. I will firstly set the trees up to expose the multi-core cables and the junction box terminals so I can connect these together easily. When terminating multiple conductors, in my case 25 cores of a cable, I need only select the top terminal and drop the cable onto this. Instrument Manager asks me to confirm the terminals on the strip that I wish to use. In my case, I will simply connect to the first 25 terminals. After I confirm the connections, I can see them in the cable preview. I will now connect the other end of the multi-core cable by dropping it on the first terminal of the marshalling panel MP1. I am again asked to confirm the terminals to connect to. After I confirm the connections, I can see these in the cable preview. The cable now has both ends terminated. I will now repeat the process with the second multi-core cable CJB2. This must be connected to the second junction box JB2. The second end of CJB2 is also using the marshalling panel MP1. However, this time we need to start terminating the conductors on terminal 26. Just a quick note, it is obviously also okay to connect a single conductor to a single terminal with drag and drop. Cables CJB1 and CJB2 are now both fully terminated. When I created my 8 instruments, Instrument Manager also created and terminated a single pair cable on each instrument as required by the catalogue. These cables have not been connected to anything yet. The loop preview for my instruments looks a little incomplete. In this next phase of connection, I will drop each one of these instrument field cables onto its respective junction box terminals. I will drop the cables on the desired terminal in the junction box, then check and confirm that I am connected through to the correct conductors of the multi-core. As I am doing this, I can see the junction box terminal strip is gradually becoming populated on each side, indicating I have a through connection. I will now take a quick look at the loop preview for my new instruments. The loops are looking a lot more complete now that I have the junction box and the marshalling panel connected. I will open up the I/O card I created earlier and inspect the terminals. There is one more set of connections required to complete my loops. I need to connect the wiring from the marshalling panel to the PLC I/O card. Wires are easier to terminate in bulk using the list view. With the list view, I can select multiple wires and drop them onto the target terminals. I can choose the top terminal, then choose to paste sequentially. This connects the wires to terminals in sequence with their tree position. Again, you can make these terminations individually if you wish. The other end of these wires is connected to the marshalling panel terminals. I will connect these 3 wires at a time, selectively cross-wiring them to the desired instrument. I will now preview my loops. With the red wires now present, they look complete. With Instrument Manager, we can associate or link items. What I mean by link is to bind 2 components or database items together for easy access and navigation. A simple example is parenting or containment links. For example, we might place terminal strips in their parent panels, panels into a parent area, or instruments into areas, etc. Linking allows an instrument manager document or diagram to contain data from a primary instrument and data from components the instrument is linked to. On screen I have two areas displayed, Field 1 and Field 2. I will now parent two of my new flow transmitters in each area. Typically we drag and drop components to make a database link. However, many components can be automatically contained or associated when importing data. Terminals and cores are automatically parented by terminal strips, devices and cables when those parent components are created. I will now also parent the new conductivity sensors into each area. Once linked with parenting, the user interface shows the children underneath the parent in the tree. Also, the children are listed on the right side of the user interface. There are other non-parent links we call association. Associating the lines with my new flow transmitters allows me to reference the line data in the instrument's output data sheets, reports and diagrams. Associating is also a drag and drop operation. An instrument can automatically inherit the spec data of its associated pipe, tank, etc. You can also associate other documents with the project's components, such as PDF service histories, photos, and test sheets. When a component has links, you can use the right button menu to navigate between those links. I will now navigate to this instrument's loop diagram. Output diagrams and other deliverables are linked to their instruments. It is easy to change the links between output diagrams and data sheets and their instruments.